Hey everybody, this is David again on Barnyard Bees, and I want to see if I can find this again. What we got here is pretty much, from what I can see, there might possibly be a virgin queen in this hive. But what I saw interesting, and hopefully I can find it. Whoa, there she is. I just found her. Right there is a brand new, and I can tell the way she's walking, as light as she is. Let's see if I can get her in the right light in here. You can see her good. A lot of people was asking how you make queens and how you do splits, and I'm still trying to locate her on. It's a lot of light out here. Give me a second, see if I can locate her. I can see her when I pull the phone away. Right there. She's going under those bees right there. She's tiny and she's brand new and she's just hatched. And of course the bees are covering her up right now, so I've lost sight of her. But she's very soft looking, very light color. There she is right there. She just had hatched. And the reason I know that is just the way she's moving. I've seen them so many times. And now I've seen them come out of the cell flying, and I've seen them come out and just creep really slow. It all depends. I've seen them come out and they was like a sprinter, and I don't know how they had that much energy coming out of the starting blocks like that, like they did. Now here's another queen cell right here. Now this split here made their own queen. I didn't introduce a queen to them, a virgin queen. So this was a walk-away split that we done here. So there is the queen. We'll put her back in there gently, and I want to see if a lot of people say, and I've heard this from other teachers and stuff, say that the queens will actually tear the cell down. Well, that may be the case some of the time, but it's not all the time. Hopefully I can get this on video. The workers right here, before the queen even had a chance to get around this cell, because as I showed, she is pretty feeble and slow at this point right now, so it's not her that's attacking this cell, this other queen cell. Yeah, a lot of people say that they go around and sting the cells and attack the queens. It's possible sometimes, but not all the time. These bees right here are attacking this cell as we speak right now. They're tearing it down. Let's see if I can move them out of the way for a second, where I can. They got a big hole ripped in the base of it. I'll blow them out of the way there for a minute. Right there, you can see where they're tearing it down from the top down. So it's not always the queen that gets in there and does the killing. Now what it looks like here is it's actually an undeveloped queen inside there. And I actually saw where that queen had hatched. Now it's possible too, and I've seen this many times, is going through. Now you can see right there, I hope, okay, right there's a queen cell, then right through the other side there's another queen cell. We might possibly find more than one queen here. They don't have a chance to kill each other. If they hatch, and then they run into each other. They'll kill each other. But I don't think it's immediate, because a lot of times, like I said, these queens are slow moving, very young, and I don't think it happens as quick as what most people think. I did a video the other day where I come across those two queens, and I knew the queen was large, and the other queen was even bigger than her, so I was just assuming that the smaller one was the virgin queen. Well, I moved her, and the very next day she's laying eggs. So we had two mated queens in that one nuke, and they was opposite. One was on one side of the hive, the other one was on the other side of the hive. So that does happen. Sometimes it works out that way. Sometimes you can. Let's see, here, I'll move these bees right here. So we had two mated queens in the same box working together. At the time, I didn't know it. No, that one actually is another undeveloped cell right there. But see, some of these too, they all don't hatch exactly at the same time. So I was hoping to actually find another queen in here, but I'm not seeing one yet. But what will happen now, a lot of people ask and I don't understand how this works. This was actually, and I'll say this right before people start commenting about inferior queens. We do a lot of walkaway splits. The queens, quality of those queens are just as good as ones that you would graft, or one that they would, you know, they call them super seizure queens, and then swarm cell queens are on the bottom, and they say that the swarm cell queens do much better. That's not true, folks. It's just not true. You'll find good and bad queens in both. And one way to look at it is, people do grafting in a strong colony that has good genetics, and their confidence of pulling out an egg that will make a superior queen, they have no problem thinking that. But with the bees making a cell like this one right here, they have no confidence in that. Well, who do they think can pick out the better egg to make a queen with to begin with? I'd say the bee can pick out the cell, pick out the egg better than anyone else. Now, right there is another. I could actually take this frame right here. Here's one that's thin and down on the bottom that is getting ready to hatch. But like I said, it's not always the queen that goes around and tears those cells down. Sometimes the workers will actually cut into the cells, and most of the time it is the workers that tears them down. The queen will try to kill it sometimes. They'll get to it and try to kill the unhatched queen sometimes, but it's not always. Trying to look out here on camera and find another queen for you. See if we can. Maybe we'll look out. I just did a video too, and I'll explain this. Found a big black widow spider in my hive, and I did a video on it. I thought, man, this is gonna be a good video. And I got all the footage except for right at the end of it. The camera shut off for some reason, and it's been doing that. I don't know why. But I got plenty of memory, so it's not that. So any of you watching that video, because I'm going to post it because it was too good a video not to post, is about the dangers of sticking your hand in a beehive without knowing what's in there. But it cuts off, and it wasn't that I shut it off, it's just the camera shut off on its own. So but I just want to explain that so you'd know. Let's look on this frame. It may not be here, but okay, there's more likely where one of them at least has come out. And okay, see right there on the bottom, when a queen hatches, it's like a little door. It's that little flappy door that come right out the bottom. Now when you come across a queen cell that's been cut down by the workers, it's usually cut through the side like you saw those ones that I showed. Because those workers, now I'm not sure when that hatched. Like I said, she was moving pretty slow, so I'm not 100% positive, but I would say she just had hatched. And because of the speed she was moving, very slow. But they will go around and they'll cut those other cells down. And I think a lot of people think that it's always the queen that goes around and does that, but it's not always the case. She'll try to kill the other queens for sure. But they're mostly picking at the ones that are more than likely undeveloped. Not so much one that has an active live queen, because they know. They know. Well, I didn't see another queen in there. So what happens here, well, some people may not understand how this works. That queen will, she'll mature a little bit in this box for 2, 3, 4. That all depends too. She could stay 3, 4, 5 days in there, maturing. Her wings will harden up, her body will harden up, and then she'll go out on a mating flight. And this could take up to a week. So sometimes, to get a mated queen, it takes longer sometimes than what you think. And that's why you shouldn't always give up real quick, So say she hatched, she may stay in this hive for 3 days. Then she'll fly out. It may take her another 3 days, 3 or 4 more days to mate. And I've did videos on this before because I know this is true. I've seen a queen lay, she'll come back and lay a small pattern. And then she'll disappear and she'll be gone. And then she'll come back again. Now the reason that I have proof of this is this. I checked the queen one day. She had a pattern. And come back the next day, the queen was walking around on the cell with the male part still stuck inside of her. She just had got back again. So they fly out more than once. It's not always a one-time flight. They go out, they mate, they come back. They'll come back and they'll go out and they'll come back and they'll go out. That could happen until she's satisfied that she's bred enough. Now that could depend on the amount of drones that you have in the hive and the time of the year. Right now, it may take her a long time to mate because our drone population is really low. April and May, March, April, May, drone population is humongous, so she could fly out and be satisfied in one day, come back and be ready to go. It just, a lot of things vary and depend. Look, my baby cat. Kitty, kitty. But I wanted to touch on that a little bit. I wanted to show that was a freshly mated queen. I want everyone to see that, see how they look, and kind of get an understanding of how that works. They'll take, to back up a little bit past the queen cell. When you do a walkaway split, you'll have eggs that was just laid that day, and say you move that queen. So you'll have day old, 2 day old, 3 day old, 4 day olds. You'll have the whole where she's laid every day, and those eggs are maturing from egg standing up to an egg laying down the second day, the hatching on the third day, and on the fourth day, fourth day, they'll make a queen cell. Now, that's how that works. the bees will pick out an egg that they see suitable to make a queen with. They will make queen cells, and they'll make several of them, depending on the amount of bees you have in your hive. If you have a lot of bees, and it's a packed out hive, and all you did was remove the queen, you're going to get a lot of queen cells. Now, from the time you move that queen, you can come back in 10 days and cut those cells out and move those to splits. If you want to do splits early, you don't want to mess with that now. But come April, when it's prime time, here in North Georgia at least, you can take those cells and cut those cells out individually, because they will be capped in 10 days. Cut those out and do splits. You can do them with 1 frame, 2 frames at that stage of the year. You can pull out 2 frames of bees, put them in another nuke, set that queen cell in there with them. She'll do the same thing. She'll hatch, she'll fly out, she'll mate, she'll come back. And a lot of times when they do come back, they do bring a lot of bees back with them. And it'll fill that box up even more. So that's how that works. The new beekeepers, if you've never a lot of people can't grasp how that works. And they say, well, you pulled a queen out. How'd they make a queen? Well, that's how that works. And there's different ways. You know, some people that graft, they'll introduce a virgin queen in there, or they'll introduce a queen cell that was grafted that is getting ready to hatch. There's different ways of doing this. Or some people buy a mated queen. You know, you spend $30, you buy a mated queen, and you do a split. That's the most sure, quickest way, without a doubt, is to buy you a mated queen. That's the surest, quickest way to do that. So, and early in the year, the walkaway splits and the such is the higher percent of return early in the year for sure. So I hope I explained that a little bit to everybody so they can understand. This right here has a large number of bees, and for a split for sure. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'll mark it. I'll check in a week. I'll give them a week and I'll check them. By then, she should be back and mated. If not, by then, if I don't see any signs within a week or 10 days, I'll probably give them up to 10 days. So what I'll do then, I'll pull one of our mated queens out of our mating nukes down there, and I'll introduce it. And so we won't lose the bees, because we got a lot of bees in here. So I hope that helped everybody out a little bit. If you're not sure, leave a comment, ask a question. I'm glad to help. We're here to help the new beekeepers. And that's about it for today. Kitty, 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 kitty. That's a nice little cat. And please like and subscribe. Please pass these videos along. We're trying to help the new beekeeper out. Check out our Facebook group page. Just a little reminder. We have a store in Chatsworth, Georgia. We're getting our website going better, where we have more products that people can buy, and we will ship out absolutely anything to anybody. Those feeders that we sell, the hive top feeders, that work excellent. Best hive top feeder I know of right there. Better than the homemade jobs that people are making. These things work excellent. We will have gift cards. We do have gift cards right now. Right now you can actually buy them on our website. So they are now available. And you can redeem those for any products we have. Nukes, packages, queens. We have queens still available. We make a lot of queens, and we've been very successful at it. And they're good, mated, strong, good genetic queens. We'll ship these to anywhere in the country. I'll put a link in the comments, or I'll put a link to our website in the comments. And if it doesn't, for some reason, if that link doesn't work, just go to barnyardbees.com, and you can see our products there. But if you wish to order a queen, I'll leave a telephone number for our store manager, Heather, and you can call her and place your order, and we'll get one shipped out to you. So that's today's video. I hope this helped everyone, and please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching Barnyard Bees.